Okay, let's talk about a feeling I bet you've had. That pressure to be innovative, to be creative at work. But at the same time, you've got this nagging fear that AI is coming for all the interesting parts of your job. It's a huge anxiety right now, but what if we've been looking at it all wrong? Today, we're going to flip that script. We're going to reframe that fear into a seriously powerful new strategy. So let's dive in.
First up, let me ask you a direct question. Have you ever said to yourself, "Oh, I'm just not the creative type"? If you have, you are not alone. This is such a common belief, especially if you work in fields that are all about precision and logic, like finance or engineering or law. But here's the kicker. That one little belief, it might just be the single biggest thing holding back your career.
And that's exactly why we need to talk about something I like to call the new creative mandate. See, the old way of thinking, where creativity was just for the marketing folks or the design team, that's over. The game has totally changed, and it's changed for all of us.
Yeah, this really gets to the heart of it. Creativity isn't some nice-to-have skill on your resume anymore. It's a professional necessity. It's like Wi-Fi. It's just expected. It doesn't matter if you're optimizing a supply chain or writing a legal document, the expectation is that you're going to find a newer, a better, a more innovative way to do it. And right when this pressure is at an all-time high, in walks AI. And a lot of people are thinking, oh great, the one thing that made us special, our creativity, is about to get automated. But we're here to tell you the complete opposite. AI is not your replacement, it's your new secret weapon.
But before we can really use AI as our creative partner, we have to tear down this huge wall that's in our way. And that's the myth about what creativity even is. This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? The real barrier, the thing that stops us from innovating, isn't a lack of time or money. Nope, it's that little voice in our head that says, you're not creative enough. It's a story we tell ourselves, and it's time for a new story.
And this right here, this is the mental shift we all need to make. On the left, you've got the old myth. The creativity is this magical lightning bolt that only hits a few lucky artists. But the reality, on the right, it's so much more empowering. Creativity isn't a gift, it's a process. It's a practical, learnable skill. It's a muscle. And just like any muscle, you can train it, you can develop it, it's for every.
You know this feeling. We've all been there. Staring at that blank screen, the cursor just blinking, mocking you. The deadline is looming, the stakes are high, and the pressure to come up with anything brilliant is just paralyzing. That feeling, that blank page anxiety is where so many amazing ideas go to die before they even have a chance to live.
So what if you never had to face that blank page alone again? That is exactly where AI comes in. Not as your replacement, but as your new idea partner. So what does this actually look like? It's pretty simple, really. AI is amazing at breaking that initial gridlock. First, it can spin up dozens of different versions of a single idea. Second, it can explore all these different angles you would have never even thought of. And third, it just gives you a ton of starting points. So imagine you need to come up with a new marketing campaign. Instead of staring at a whiteboard, you can ask an AI for 20 different taglines or 10 different strategies. And boom, suddenly that scary blank page isn't blank anymore. It's a playground of possibilities you can react to and build.
Okay, this is a really important point. AI is an incredible brainstorming buddy, but its role has limits. And that brings us to the most critical role in this whole thing. You. You are the creative director.
Just think of AI as your super fast, tireless research assistant. Its whole job is to go wide. It casts this huge net into the ocean of information and comes back with a massive haul of ideas and concepts. It's a master of quantity. It gives you more raw material to work with than you could ever find on your own.
But all that raw material, it's kind of useless without a vision. And that's you. That's your job. While AI goes wide, you go deep. You provide the strategy, the purpose, the vision. AI gives you the what. You provide the all-important why and the so what.
So what are these uniquely human skills that are now more valuable than ever? Take a look at this list. Can an AI really have taste? Can it tell you that out of 20 ideas, number 3 is the one that's not just correct, but clever and perfectly on brand? Nope, that's your taste. Can it use judgment to decide between an ambitious new feature and a really tight budget? No way, that's your judgment. Does it have the context of your company's history or the weird dynamics of your team? Of course not. And maybe most important of all, can it create true originality? The kind that happens when you connect an idea from a podcast you heard last week with a problem your team is facing today? These are our human superpowers. AI can't touch them. So this is the bottom line, right here. This is a partnership. It is a powerful collaboration. You let AI handle the grunt work of just generating tons of ideas, and that frees up your brain to do the high-level work that actually matters, guiding, refining, and directing. Your creativity isn't being watered down by a tool, it's being multiplied.
So, what does this all mean for our day-to-day lives at work? Well, let's talk about that emotional shift. From the anxiety we started with, to a feeling of empowered action.
This is the real reward. I mean, just think about it. Your confidence comes roaring back because that horrible getting started part is now easy. The whole process of exploring new ideas feels lighter, more playful, less scary. Innovation stops being a random lightning strike and starts being a reliable, repeatable system. And maybe best of all, your work just feels more engaging and fun again because you're spending your time being the strategist, the visionary, the creative director.
So we're going to leave you with this final thought. Creativity is not some magical gift for a chosen few. It is a process. And right now, today, you have a partner that can make that process faster, richer, and more powerful than it has ever been before. The only question left is, are you ready to step into that role and amplify yours?